What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Where Did All My Friends Go? A podcast about life in the music industry. I'm your host, Patrick Tarnowski. With me is Super Gibby. And today, woo, we welcome Sad Alex from Los Angeles, California.
It's
Alex,
me.
welcome.
Oh my gosh, guys, thank you.
How
Stoked to be here.
how often does somebody introduce you with the California?
That's honestly a first because I never really say I'm from California.
Yeah,
It's kind of where I reside.
it's
But
where
in a
you
way, like
reside currently. Yeah.
correct. But it's also like when I think about it, I probably should say that because I've lived here for like almost 10, well, I guess it's like 9 years, 8 years. How old am I? Let's not talk about that. But I'm
It's been
more
a
so
minute. Yeah.
I consider myself from the East Coast
Yeah.
before I would say I'm from California. But anyway,
Yeah.
we'll get into that or we won't.
I did enough research to know you'd been there for long enough to where I felt comfortable enough saying from California.
Well, you should be filled with regret for assuming anything because you know what they say about assuming. It just makes an ass out of you and me.
Uh,
You know?
Yep. It's
So we were
accurate.
chatting a little bit before we started recording, but I was holding off on this
Oh,
Okay.
before we started. So when we started, Pat texted me
yeah.
so excited. He was like, I got Sad Alex for the podcast, like all caps, a bunch of exclamation marks.
I got Sad Alex.
Oh,
He was
did it!
he was so excited for
I was
this.
so excited.
And then I hit him with who that? Because
dat?
I was so excited. It was not a dig at you, I promise.
Well, I think in the same way that that's the first time someone said, "Are you from California?" or "You're from California." That's probably the first time someone says, "I got Sad Alex" in all caps in a text message too. So like a lot of firsts in
There's a
that.
lot of firsts in this first 5 minutes.
Lot of firsts, really
Yeah.
lot.
And it was like not a dig at you, it was more of a dig at him because I like, got in touch with somebody who was like a pretty big deal in the scene, and his response was, "Who that?"
Yeah.
So I've just
No.
been hitting him. Every time he tells me he got somebody, I'm like, "Who's that?"
Who's that? No, fair.
Does
Honestly,
it
I
to me
ask
all the
myself
time.
that.
Does it to
Mhm.
me all the time now. And see, the thing is, I'm not even trying to be like Rudy McRuderson. I just don't know. And instead of, just politely telling me, he just openly mocks me. That's cool.
I
That's
told
cool.
you. I just mock you afterwards because it was funny.
It's true.
This is healthy, guys. This is good.
Yeah.
We're letting Alex, we have a confession. This is actually a couples therapy episode. You're our
Mhm.
therapist.
Oh
Yep.
my
We're
God.
letting it all out.
Now I feel like I've trained all my life for this part because I have so much I can contribute, play, store, this is my real purpose.
All right. This podcast, this,
Yes. This is where I am right now is my purpose.
yeah, I agree. You're here to make us whole again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of whole,
Oh,
your debut
God.
album,
No.
I guess not a hole, not
Okay.
well.
No, yeah, no, run with it. Let's
Let's
hear.
go.
Let's keep going on that. Let's keep going on. Speaking of whole, would
Speaking
love
of-
to hear where this goes.
Well, it was just gonna go into talking about your debut album
Oh,
as a whole. See?
And yeah, a lot of holes involved with that album for sure. So,
And completions as a whole.
No,
Or
thank
I'm
you.
just an a-hole.
Thank
Okay.
you. No, I love this.
Okay.
Yes.
So, actually, your debut album, I thought I'd know by now, releases on August 2nd. It's a meaty, potentially 20-song album, right?
She is meaty. I think I don't want to be like, it's never been done before like this, but it's definitely been an experiment for me to do it this way with my team, which consists of me and my manager. But I haven't seen people release like I don't know. I feel like whenever I see artists release albums, we still approach it in a pretty archaic way, which is and not that doesn't mean wrong. It's just like 3-song single, and then you roll out the rest of the album and it includes 5 or 6 additional tracks or maybe less, and then you move on and you're done with it. And
Right.
in my mind, I don't necessarily see the benefit of that in the way that people digest music now. So I was like, you know what, like and this album I designed to be very single driven, and so it was
Hmm.
hard for me to choose just 3 from this group of songs and then also have to probably chop a lot of those songs to release a more digestible album length. I didn't want to do that. And
Yeah.
you're really you're gambling with every song to see if you can get it to react or do all these things. I'm trying to do better with my statistics. Did it work? I don't know, but at least I would like to throw the dart 12 times as opposed to 3 to see
Right.
if I can land a target. And at this point, still haven't hit that yet. But we're not, it can happen at any time. We will keep throwing those darts. But anyway, it was a great way to really, as a high output songwriter, it was a really fun way to be able to release a high output. And I'm not so, hurt with, if I know it's going to be unlikely that tons and tons of people are going to sit and listen to this thing top to bottom, but I did design it that way, and I had fun making intro tracks and skits and stuff, which I'd never done before. Has like audio from my mom and things. So I did a lot of things for me. And
Yeah.
then if people like it, great. And if not, it's okay.
So you kind of, so that honestly makes me really excited because it add the addition of skits and stuff makes it like a very much like a hip hop album
Yeah.
where they constantly have intro and outro skits, which I feel like helps and hinders certain albums depending on how fun they are.
Yes.
Uh, um, but that's awesome. Like I think I'm stoked for it. I want to see your skit, see what your skit levels are at.
Honestly, my mom carried 99% of she really carried the torch for the skit. I was very proud of her. We went over to Delaware about a year ago to film some content, which I still like. We have all this content in the bank of what we've done this past year. And I will admit that in my head, I thought that by release week, I feel like I had my ducks more in a row. I really feel like my ducks are scattered throughout the ether right now, and I'm still trying to collect these missing ducks. But you know what? That's just where we're at. But we went there last year to Delaware, and me and my manager, and we had my mom sit with like a field recorder and gave her these sort of prompts to get to this sort of semi-skeletoned out little monologue of what we were looking for an intro and a mid thing, and it was something she'd never done before, and she killed it. She sounded great. It was really fun to mix it into some music, which was what I did. I'd never done that before either, so a little bit of a sound design experiment. 10 out of 10 would do it again.
Perfect. That's always the goal, you know, in your creation of art to want to do it again.
One of the skit, this is a bit of a spoiler, but the intro, she's talking to what's supposed to be me as a baby.
Okay.
But when she was doing that in the thing, she was she's a physical performer, and she was like, I really need to hold something that looks like a baby in order to do this. And so she was holding my foot. And so she's just holding my foot like a baby and like talking to it. And it got her in character. Foot baby.
Did it get her very emotional?
Yeah, no, she did. I mean, it was an emotional thing. I honestly think that part was less emotional than I surprised her with a string quartet piano performance of this song that I wrote about her
I
that's on the album.
I saw that.
And that's one of my favorites. I mean, I say every song's one of my favorites on there, but that one truly is a very special song. And that one was more emotional. But in a good way. It has a happy, thing around it. It's
Yeah,
not a sad song by nature necessarily. But yeah, the mom song, that's what it's called.
the mom song.
So I feel like you just answered what my next question was going to be with that, but I'm going to ask it anyways.
Just
Go
in
for it.
case.
What song would you say means the most to you off the new album, and why?
Oh man. I would say, in terms of meaning the most to me as a full encompassing like the mom song is extremely special and means a lot in terms of the relationship of me and my mom and growing up. But the the title track, I thought that I'd know by now, I think outlines a lot more of it. It's sort of meant to bring up all of the things that you struggle with in your life and try to find some resounding answer, which you thought you would know the answers, but you don't, kind of thing. So I
Right.
think in terms of the broadest meaning, it would be that song for me, the title track, which has not come out yet, comes out this Friday with the album, obviously.
Hell yeah. Well, then I can't wait to hear that and to be moved, because a lot of the music that you have released so far is very moving and
Oh,
beautiful.
thank you so much. Thank you. Well, I think this
You're
what I love
welcome.
about this album is it's extremely versatile, and some
Mhm.
songs are very beautiful, but some songs are like bangers, and some are goofy
Yeah.
and some are fun, and that's always been a very big part of who I am as an artist and a writer. I'm very like versatility is both my strength and sometimes my, I want to say maybe weakness, but like it too much versatility can be difficult to navigate, and this album was a way to do it with purpose, and that was very fun for me. So versatility with purpose. That's the subtext of the album.
Hell yeah. I mean that, yeah. All right. That makes sense. Um, you were just actually out on tour with Arrows in Action.
I
So as
was.
we are talking a little bit before about trying to set this up, and then you had to go on tour. How'd the tour go? Do you have any memorable stories from it?
It's really freaking me out because your audio is not matched up with your video right now, and
Yeah,
so
I was just writing that
I'm
little
I'm
seeing
note to
that.
like,
him right now.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
I'm
am
seeing that.
I having a flashback? Like, what's going on?
Nope.
But the tour was honestly fantastic. I could not have expected or anticipated a better. It was sort of, in a lot of ways, my first tour. I did a couple very grassroots, independently booked tours years and years ago. I haven't done one in forever, especially one that was like a proper, you know, booked agency tour situation, whatever. Um, and those can be scary for independent artists. They can also be like, the reason I haven't done it is because oftentimes it's very difficult to make those work financially and time wise, especially for these opening slots. I've been offered some offensive stuff for opening slots on tours, and I don't even blame them because it's like it's so hard to make ends meet regardless. But this was one where it was like a very more than fair offer to like come join them on the road in a situation where they are a band that has already built a pretty like passionate and what's the word I'm looking for? Whatever fan base in a lot of all these markets that I have no idea how many people I have in Albuquerque, you know? Like these are questions that we ask ourselves not often, but sometimes. And to be able to go with a band that has already a natural presence there and to be able to just come and like join in their world, and also their fans were fantastic. They were so passionate about like actually coming for the openers, because that's another thing, like we talked about this too, me and the guys, the Arrows in Action guys. If you go on like if you have an opening slot for like a huge A-list pop artist, whatever, I'm not it's still an awesome thing obviously, but a lot of times the fans for those artists aren't necessarily concerned about going to see the opener. They're just going to see their who they're a fan of, and then they're out. And in terms of selling your own merch and actually gaining fans and interacting with fans, I would say this was a situation where you really got to do that on an intense level for every show in a way that a lot of these tours would not necessarily offer to you. And so just all across the board, it was great. I got to go with my great friend Devin, who I've known for like 10 years. He played guitar with me, and we never imagined that we'd be doing some like Midwest run tour together. And it was a lovely melding of things that all happened. And I loved their whole team. How many more positive things can I say? I think I'm out. I think that's literally that is the positivity spiel. It was great. It was cool.
That's awesome. It also, just because I saw that my camera was doing some crazy stuff, I switched cameras.
Oh, you
Uh,
switched. There he
yeah,
is. Look at him now.
I switched because boy, I was looking, and like for some reason it went back to when I was talking earlier, and I'm like, I don't know what you're doing right now. This is
Yeah.
terrifying.
I thought I was having an acid flashback,
I
and
know. I know.
I
I saw at one point you like started laughing because I was like, make it talking and like, yeah, go. I was like in the Matrix and stuff,
yeah.
and so I was just like,
No,
no,
we
we'll just
took the
turn that off.
drugs and the drugs are working.
Yeah, well, super drugged,
So messed up
all
right now.
the drugged right now.
So druggy. So many drugs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I was also nervous for tour. Like I haven't had I was a little nervous on like what kind of vocal fatigue and stuff I would experience, like singing that many
Right.
days in a row. I'd never done that before. I was lucky that I'm dealing with like a 35-minute set that's far less demanding than like the headliner set. But
Right.
still, to sing that many days in a row, you're traveling, you're trying to avoid getting sick, you're trying to avoid all these things. And I managed to stay really vocally strong and consistent through it. So I was proud of myself for that. And I managed to shake. I have like pretty crippling live performance nerves that I wanted
Sure.
to shake too. Not that I like performing. I'm good at it. It's
Mm-hmm.
fun, but that shit will consume me for weeks before the show. Like I will just be like, it just
Yeah.
affects your whole headspace. And I wanted to try to shed some of that overthinking about shows thing. And it did help with that because to get to that point where you can still, it's still good to be nervous, but in a healthy amount so it doesn't consume your life for 3 weeks before a show. Like that's too much. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, it was very good all around for all those things.
Did you have any like techniques you used to like help yourself overcome that?
I am a big because I have like naturally I don't have the best vocal control or vocal range. I'm like, you ever see that movie Drumline? Have you seen Drumline before?
Oh man, that was
Classic
like
Yes,
movie.
a
shit back
long time
then.
ago. Yeah.
So there's the character Nick Cannon plays, and
Yeah.
then there's the other guy, sort of his enemy on the drum line. I always related more to that guy than the Nick Cannon guy because I've never been in any aspect of what I do. I've never been a natural at it, whether it been in academia or dancing or music, whatever. Nothing came naturally. I would get good at it because I worked hard at it, but I have never been the naturally good girly. So I've had to do a lot of work on my voice and stuff to get, because I used to be hella pitchy and all of these things. So for probably a month leading up to the tour, I did vocal warm-ups every day. Would do jogging in place, singing through my set to get a little bit more used to singing when you're more got some more cardio going on, because that's the shit that'll fuck you up. You think you can sing good? You think you sing good, and then you go on stage and you're jumping around because you're feeling all whatever, and all of a sudden, no sing good no
No,
more.
no.
And
45 seconds in, you're done.
you're
You're
done. You have
toast.
no breath. You are sweating like a fucking wet rat. I don't know if they sweat, but you look like that, and you're just sweaty, and you can't breathe, and you can't sing, and it's a mess. So I tried to do as much prep as I could to be ready for that. But still, I
Mhm.
mean, some shows were better than others. Like Albuquerque, for example, was a really fun show, but it was also like that city's like a mile above whatever,
Yeah.
like
Hmm.
altitude. And so
Yeah.
like you would have cities like that where you're like, why can't I breathe for this set? And then they're like, oh, that's normal because you're up a mile.
Right.
And I'm like, oh
Hmm.
shit.
Yep. Yeah. It's like, it's like Goku trying to train in 500 times normal gravity.
100%, dude. That's what I
Yeah.
was just about to say. No, but it's
See,
like,
we're connected that way.
yeah. Um, I think, and that's just for the performance aspect of things, but I think across the board, that's always been the way I've had to approach like songwriting. I didn't come out the gate writing fire songs at 16. Like I've really had to put in a lot of years of writing a bunch of shit before I
Yeah,
even got to like good things. So
totally.
that's to anyone that doesn't feel like Nick Cannon, it's okay. There are other routes. You don't have to be Nick Cannon. Is that a good saying?
Um, we're gonna clip that out of context because that's
Yeah.
a beautiful quote.
Not everybody needs to be Nick Cannon.
You don't
Okay.
all
One
have
or
to be
two
Nick
children
Cannon.
are fine. Um,
Yeah, that's what I figured we were all thinking about. But yeah, sick.
Oh man. So before you changed or before you started releasing music under Sad Alex, you released
Don't you dare.
We're
What
done.
are you-
We're doing it.
never
No,
mind.
no, no, do
Never
it. I
mind.
was
We're
joking.
podcast done.
No,
We're
no,
done.
do it. I know you're bringing up Alexa. Come on, bring it up. Do it.
I was gonna bring up Alex Sod and Alexa.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Alexa was a whole different era. I'm not ashamed. I'm not scared.
You know what's funny is if you Google Sad Alex, Alexa still pops up first.
Dude, I know. I
Yeah.
I fucking this search engine optimization. I have
You can't hide.
so many things on my plate. That is at the bottom of my plate is maximizing my Google search. Okay? If you can fix it, fucking fix it. Okay? I don't have time, Gibby, to deal with this. You should see my whiteboard. I don't have time to do that.
So I was gonna ask, what made you change your name, and how would you say music from Alex Sod, Alexa, and Sad Alex, like what's like the evolution of all that?
Well, I think that especially the change okay, I guess Alex Sod was just what I did when I was like a teenager starting to do
Yeah.
music and like a little bit in college, but I don't even really think about that. Not to say that it has no importance. It was definitely a
Right.
nice, early thing, but I was not taking music very seriously at that time. It was very much just a hobby that I was kind of entertaining in this like whatever way.
Right.
Graduated college, went to actually start doing music seriously. And that was when I was in my early 20s, so you know what it's like being a girl in your early 20s. You just feel fucking sexy and cool, and you
Yeah,
want to be
I
sexy
relate.
and cool all the time. You
Yeah.
guys know.
We
Yeah,
both
we know.
relate.
We know. We
Yeah.
relate.
Yeah.
You know.
Super hard.
So I wanted to be sexy and cool all the time, and I thought Alexa was the fucking way to do that. And so I put on my nipple stickers and I just went out there and did the damn thing. And I was very like I'm not saying I completely like there was some music under the Alexa project that was actually like, pretty good. I had a couple highs in that
Yeah.
time, but
hmm
I would say the biggest, and this is like the biggest takeaway that I took from that. Every time I was trying to do something for Alexa, it felt like I had to put some sort of cape on of like, okay, well now I have to be sexy, confident, whatever Alexa person. And it really never, even when I was lying to myself at the height of it, at whatever, it never felt natural to me to do that, which I think depending on who you are, if you need that, some people are good at, having more of a persona element to their artist projects, but if it needs to feel like you and it doesn't, then you should probably shift it. Like
Right.
if that's your goal with your artist project. So actually the kind of formation, like he's my manager. I consider him my business partner, especially for this album. We've worked very like closely together on it. He's worked with me since even some of the Alexa stuff, just as a videographer. And then I remember he called me. This was probably must be 7 years ago. He called me like at night, and he said I was about to release my first single for the Alexa project, and I was like going all in on whatever. And he called me in the middle of the night. He was like, "Yo, you have to change your name to Sad Alex because my last name is Sod."
Yeah.
And I was like, when he first said that, I was like, "No, how could you possibly say that? Like, I have a song coming up for like Alexa is fucking going, and I have a song coming out, whatever." But he had planted the seed. Like the second he said it, I was like, "Damn, that's a way better artist name."
Yeah.
But I fought it for a while until I was at a place like there was this distribution deal that was supposed to happen, and we were so stoked on it, and then everything fell through at the last minute, and I was like just completely devastated, hadn't released music in like 6 months and was just really at a standstill with it. And then I decided, I was like, you know what, if there's a time to pivot, it would be now. And so that was when I started the Sad Alex project. And what was great with it, and I mean, I don't even like calling it that. Like I started Sad Alex, which was very much just me. And
Right.
it all, a lot of things fell into place much easier, even just from the start of that, I don't know, identity shift, because I never had to feel like I was pretending anymore, which was great. I mean, there's still many there's still many an obstacle. Don't you fret. They be there, but it's at least a little easier to handle things when you don't have to, for me anyway, when you don't have to put on a mask to do so.
Yeah. It's just more honest.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Could totally get that. And you kind of brought this up a little bit, but like another life change that you made, that's I feel is super inspiring. Like while you loved music, you'd been performing since like age 5. You also had a passion for physics, which you majored in
I
at
did.
Loyola University in Maryland. With so many of us struggling to choose a path between traditional and artistic careers, what made you want to dive head on into music after you graduated?
Well, I will go back to Nick Cannon on this. I would I wouldn't I wouldn't say I've ever had a passion for physics. I just had a I knew I wanted to do something, and at that point the only thing that I could see, I was like, oh, I'm pretty good at math and science. I'm not a rock star at either, but that's like where I thrive. I'm kind of like my dad. My dad majored in physics and he's a doctor now. So I do same. Like that was like as much thought as it
Fair.
went into it. And
Sure.
it was definitely not, it was not a natural, it was really hard. Like it was not something that, like, there was a lot of parts of it that I did not enjoy. I like it looking back at it, and there were a lot of things that were super interesting and fun, but there was a lot of shit that was like, I like the part of physics that's like figuring out where the football lands. Like I'm down with that. I want to know
Yeah.
where it lands. I'm less about the, once we get into quantum mechanics and stuff, I'm fucking out. It's not that I'm out. It's interesting and it's cool, but the calculations and the stuff that goes into that side of things, which is only Einstein fully grasped the fundamentals of quantum mechanics. Like it's just, it was too much. Like
Sure.
I lost 15 pounds doing that class, and I was literally just like studying constantly just to make sure I could pass the test. It was just a lot. It was very demanding, and I'm not
Yeah.
Nick Cannon. So that's where I was. But I'm proud that I did it. I'm still like, I still am. There are times where it's sort of come in handy. I incorporated music into my major, so I was able to take some recording classes and stuff that contributed to the physics major. I did like a final project studying the physics of musical instruments and the resonance of guitars and all these crazy things that I can't even fathom right now because it was like 10 years ago. But it was cool. And the physics department was very good to me. Unlike the music department, there was not as good to me. I will admit that. Besides, I had 2 teachers there that were fantastic. Kevin Gift and Jake Lucky, shout out. But the physics department was super supportive, and they were all about, like, mostly because I was the only person in my grade that graduated with a physics major, so I think there was a little desperation there. But they were very nice about letting me incorporate something a little bit what's the word? Not typical, atypical
Yeah.
into your
Yeah.
physics major.
I mean, I think it's a cool concept to incorporate, like one of your loves just into that. So,
Well, that's so the whole thing is when you major in physics, you have to choose a specialization,
yeah.
or a focus or whatever you want to call it. And most people choose, I don't know, like electromagnetism or whatever the fuck they're doing to like go a certain way, whether it's research or medicine or however what. And so when I was, I guess, a sophomore, they were like, cool, like you're on this physics track. What do you want to specialize in? And I was like, I have no idea. I don't even know if I want to do this. And they were like, no, please, like
No,
you
no,
have to finish
no.
this. And they were like, what do you like? And I was like, I like music. I like writing, because I was writing songs. I was doing things on that sort of under the Alex Saad moniker or whatever. And I was like, I like music. And they were like, okay, like we can make this work. And they came,
Please
they were
don't.
like
Please
freaked out.
don't leave.
They're like, hold on, like whatever. And they came back, and on paper it was still a very cool experience. I do think there were a couple things, for example, my final senior year, as part of my, pinnacle of the music physics integration. I had what was supposed to be a 4-hour one-on-one class with Dr. Derry every Friday. And that was like what was supposed to, formulate my fucking thesis for this, whatever the fuck. And I would get there every Friday. And he'd never done this before either. We were both like doing this made up class for the first time. And he gave me this big chunky physics music book that I did not understand. And he would give me a chapter to read every week. This is also like blowing up the fakeness of college educations, but it's okay. I go there every week. For 15 minutes, we talk about these problems I like couldn't solve properly. And then we'd sit in silence for about 2 minutes. And then he'd be like, all right, I guess I'll see you next week. And I'd be like, cool. And that went on for 2 semesters until I was done.
I like it. It makes you really appreciate that tuition, the tuition stuff you pay for.
Well, I was lucky that I got a pretty good scholarship to Loyola, so that helped. And I'm very fortunate to I was able to not get into student loan debt and all these things.
That's awesome.
It was I think that was the deal my dad made. Like he is a doctor, so he has that sweet doctor cash, but not in a way he's not handing the man's to clarify, no cash is being thrown at me except for my college. College was like the only deal. It was like, hey, I'm gonna get this, and then you're on your own.
Yeah.
And I was like, sick. And that's great because I know friends of mine that are still in student loan debt, and that shit fucking sucks.
No, it's honestly, it's really great to hear that you had teachers that went out of their way to try and figure out some new way to teach and things, because you hear a lot of stories where it's people don't learn anything, or they're not, and you had teachers that are like, okay, well, we can figure out how we combine these, and we're gonna make you learn. You gotta learn something.
It was very touching and very cool how that whole Loyola, this whole podcast is starting to loving the Loyola physics department. No, I really.
We'll leave that real quick.
Well, I told the one mental note, I was like, yo, when I have a fucking bag, or when I need to spend some money for tax purposes, I'm gonna get the physics department a fucking garden or something, I'm gonna be like, yo, here's for you guys, and then I'll drive by the music department and I'll be like, fuck you.
Here's a fucking garden.
It's garden.
It's completely put together. You don't got to do anything, but
you
maybe
take care
water
of it now.
You water it daily.
I've just given you a massive project.
Here's a new chore.
Exactly.
But it's beautiful. It's a beautiful chore, and you love it.
You've never wanted anything more than this.
You fucking love it.
They're gonna love it. They're gonna be stoked.
I can't wait to read about it.
You're gonna read about it.
Yeah,
it's gonna be big news.
It's gonna make the Wall Street Journal.
I should have actually worked that around my album marketing strategy. I should be I thought that I know by now, garden in the Loyola physics department. Go find it.
It's not too late.
Water it. Well, yeah, you're right.
It's pretty late.
Go plant it. Go plant it right now. You have the chance.
Well, my budget right now involves me flying to Baltimore and planting a garden, so that would be my way at the moment. I got to do it on a bigger scale. I got to have minions do that for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't be out there planting a garden.
No, you stand there with a shovel for the photo op.
Yes, exactly.
You don't do the work.
I don't want a single speck of dirt underneath these nails.
Yeah, you stand there and you're like, you get back some of that Alexa garb, and you stand there.
Dust off my old nipple stickers. Pop those bad boys on.
For that garden photo op.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's it.
Oh man, they're gonna fucking love it.
That's the next album.
Yeah.
So I want to circle back.
The whole
to
album will
you
be
said.
based around it. Sorry.
You want to bring Nick Cannon back? What are you trying to do over there?
I'm gonna circle back to something you said.
Okay.
You said you are not Nick Cannon.
No.
But despite that, you have amassed a large community on your social media platforms, all the like from TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. What platform do you think brings you the most success and brings new listeners to your music?
Honestly, right now I have to shout out YouTube. Check this out too. I just got this. My 100 subscribers
That's
plaque.
beautiful. That's
Oh,
I
beautiful.
know. So YouTube is something I have
that's what
not
we're
worked
aiming for right
on.
now.
I've been extremely pleasantly surprised after, especially like, the TikTok, Instagram world is so up and down, and it can be
Hmm.
pretty disheartening at times when you put a lot of work and effort into something that does not obviously doesn't generate any income, but even whatever that aside, it is just so volatile in terms of the results that you're getting and the
Yeah.
actual translating to your music or fans or whatever. YouTube, I had a friend come up to me, my friend Kong. He was one of the original, he was a YouTube kind of influencer years ago, and he was really successful. And now he's worked for several different companies that help work with creators on their YouTube channel. And he approached me this year and he was like, yo, we should work together on like kind of revamping your YouTube thing. And I was like, yeah, I'm down, but I'm always just a skeptical person. Like I don't know. I was kind of going and I was like, I don't know what kind of results I'm going to see from this. All these things take time or whatever. And so quickly I've been able to like just, and it's a similar thing to how I do my other socials. It's just the difference is it's a slightly longer format. And I don't know, just slightly different editing styles to try to like accommodate for a YouTube audience. And I've gone from 20,000 to 100,000 subscribers in like a couple months, and
That's crazy.
it's actually generating regular monthly income, which is like somewhat like it's substantial. It's like something that it's definitely, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
And the not that the most important part being that the people that are find a video, they like, find a video of mine, they like it or they watch it, they subscribe, they watch other videos, they're kind of down with the versatility of it. They're so stoked to find new music, and like they will cross platforms and whatever the fuck to try to help support you. And that's pretty rare across the board from these
Sure.
from the consumer side of things. So I've been really team YouTube this year. I've been really putting a lot of focus into it. I want to put even more focus into it. I feel like I'm doing really well with it. Only being able to access like, because I have so many other things going on that I feel like I've only been able to do probably 50% of what I'm capable of for YouTube, maybe even less than that. And so I'm like, damn, if I'm having this many results with only being able to do this much with it, what would happen if I really just like quit everything and went full-time YouTube? But
Right.
we'll see. But it's been great.
Yeah.
It's been really fun. They've been super helpful. They've joined the team and helped me kind of revamp that side of what I've been doing. So that's nice.
It's wild. We ask like I love asking this question. We do it every few videos. It all depends on the person, but it's always wild to hear which one work because it works. Each one works differently for different people. Like we've actually had only one so far, but we've had one person say that they got the best results on Facebook. And it TikTok, a lot of people say TikTok, but I mean, I feel like more TikTok is a big one, but not for creating like community sort of stuff. It's
No,
like, yeah, you can get a ton of views on TikTok, but I mean that doesn't really amass to much across the board.
I think because I had moments where I was like freaking out trying to monetize TikTok and Instagram and stuff better. But then I talked to a friend, my friend Gavin, who featured on one of the songs of the album, and we were doing a
Hmm.
shoot together in Seattle. And he we were talking about the struggle of like figuring out, because they're always reaching out to you to join creator funds or this or that or like whatever to monetize better. And then he was like, you know what, I've just fully accepted and want Instagram and TikTok to be discovery platforms for me. Like it's the second you start trying to monetize them, it'll drive you fucking insane, because there's all the rumors of like your views dropping in this, and if you if your views do drop, whether it's due to joining some creator fund or not, it'll drive you nuts to think like, oh my God, did I just minimize like my numbers because I joined this thing? I would say more than likely it probably doesn't fucking make that much of a difference. But the second I feel like the second I've accepted those platforms as purely discovery, exposure, whatever, I'm way more satisfied when things perform well or when things perform not well. I'm like, okay, whatever, fuck you. I'm on to the next thing. Like you're not as desperate to be like, well, I want this to like perform well so I can, whatever. And I'm not saying that they still carry a massive amount of importance and they
Yeah.
are huge. Like discovery is the fucking bread and butter to what we want as
Right.
artists. It's just not where I want to try to build the fundamentals of my business necessarily. Is at
Yeah.
least the approach this year.
Absolutely. And I mean, once you get to a certain level, it is it's about monetization. In order to do things and like do it full time, you got to make money.
Yeah.
And
And I want to be careful about like I don't mean to say like bringing up money too much. Like I don't want to say that's the only reason we do things. It's not.
no,
But it is like
no,
it is a major part of it, especially if you're trying to be full time. And
right,
I won't lie that as you get older, it does start to carry more weight, or at least it starts to carry more weight in the way that you view the way you're spending your time.
right,
And that's the only thing. Like I used to spend the majority of my day conceptualizing, filming, editing, posting TikToks, posting these things. And at a certain point, when you're putting a lot of your hours and your time into something that's not necessarily giving you that kickback, you just have to kind of like reevaluate. And that's like
hmm
really what I've been trying to do. I'm like, cool, I'm down if you don't make me money. I just have to reevaluate how I'm spending these limited availability hours
right,
to accommodate that is really all it is.
right. And like the thing is though, it's like there's nothing wrong with talking about like with needing to make money. Like it's in order to do things, and do it full time, to be a full time content creator, musician, artist,
Which for
actor.
the record, I'm
You
not.
know, you're not full time,
No, I mean, not really.
but in order to be full time, you got to make money to do it.
I would say I'm making, I would make enough from the business side of things to just sustain my life without too much of an issue. But
Yeah.
it would be, I, I don't know. I think the problem is a lot of these things vary month to month, and that scares me a little bit to rely
hmm
on your life expenses like that
Right.
until you make it big enough to really have a more comfortable cushion of understanding what your monthly income is and all these different things.
Totally.
But when it becomes not only you funding your life, but you're also independent funding the music as well,
hmm
and like having to pay people and do all these things. And I got some money from distribution stuff, whatever, but it's still everything costs 4 times as much as you think it's fucking going to.
Absolutely.
And a lot of things you can do for free, whatever. But it's that's where I picked up like I still do bartending and stuff on the side, mostly
Yeah.
to pay for that's like I view it as my personal expenses and stuff, so that anything that I'm making from the music can really just go back into that, and I don't have to
hmm
worry about throwing this money everywhere.
Absolutely. No, we talk about this all the time on the show because I mean it's to be a musician, like making a music video costs a lot of money. Recording music, it costs money, so that's why it's like you got to make money to be able to create the art. And like, yeah, you can obviously do it for free, but stuff costs money, and that
It's such a push and pull on the value of like because there are so many things. There's a lot of content and marketing that you can do for free or nearly for free, and there's
hmm
a lot of value in that, and obviously that sort of is what makes the world go round in the music industry right now. But there's always this push and pull of like this quest and desire for like artists that are creating art and sharing their vision a little bit more, and a lot of those things, whether it become in the form of a music video or a tour or whatever the fuck it is, like those are the things that cost more money. And
hmm
so it's really just figuring out, I think it's important and kind of essential to invest into yourself as the artist to because that's I think where you are able to create things that set you apart from people. But at the
Totally.
same time, like, do I think it's ever worthwhile to blow $20,000 on a music video? Absolutely not. I don't think that makes any fucking sense now, ever. But if you have a concept for something that's going to make a cool video that you can repurpose into a bunch of different stuff and it costs you a few grand, like, yeah, do that because it could be cool. And if it flops, then you have one sad day about it and then you move on.
Totally. Yeah, I've never been in the place to do a $20,000. I don't even know what that would look like.
I did
But
one when I was on label, when I was on Red Bull,
hell
because they
yeah.
loved doing that, which was hilarious. But yeah, we did that live.
Hell yeah.
And
That's cool.
it was cool. It was definitely cool to experience that, but they carry almost no I don't know. Music videos are tough, especially I think
Hmm.
the one that we did was really cool because we had a vision and a thing for it, so it felt really good. But then, and this was one of the reasons why I left. Like one of the last songs I did with them, they sort of, this one actually wasn't a $20,000 music video. It was very much a cheap music video that we
Sure.
did. That it was their push on like what they wanted to do for marketing this song, and we were like, I was like, I don't want to do a music video for this song, and I always like for music video stuff or really even like visual content in general, I feel like the idea should dictate the approach and the spend and all of that. Like if you're working backwards and you're trying to figure out a concept for a music video for this song, like maybe that's not the best marketing approach for it. Like if you have a natural idea that's like ready to fucking go and you can build off of that, great. But there's nothing worse than like shooting darts in the dark trying to figure out how to make a music video and then you're just kind of like, what did we just do?
Yeah,
No one
totally.
likes that 4 location performance video. Like that I can don't ever want to do that again.
That's fair. Okay. We got
But
one more question.
no shade to Red Bull. No shade to Red Bull.
No. No shade to Red Bull, no shade to anyone.
No
Uh,
shade.
no
Just
shade.
light.
Yeah. We're just here shining lights.
Shining light.
We're just the flashlight in the dark over here.
Correct.
All right. We have one more question before we go to a quick break. If you could give our listeners a piece of advice, I mean, you've already thrown out so much advice, but a piece of advice that you know now that you wish you knew when you were first starting your musical journey, what would that be?
Nothing matters. In
Cut.
the best way. I'd
Perfect.
say like anything like and I do it still all the time. Anything that you overstress about from the biggest to the smallest to the whatever. And some of those things are worth being perfectionist about, whether it's like the writing or the fucking snare or the editing on like it's important to have a vision and want to see it through to like properly represent you. But at the same time, you can drive yourself insane with the making things to a bigger deal than they are.
Sure.
And I think at the end of the day, it's just like, yeah, we're fucking making sounds and doing it. Like, let it go. Release your babies, move on. Nothing fucking matters. We're all just big whatevers in skin suits running around.
Some meat sacks.
Just a bunch of meat sacks running
We're all
around.
not Nick Cannon.
Not Nick. Well, Nick Cannon's Nick
Nick
Cannon, and
Cannon is Nick Cannon.
No
some
one
people
else is
are
Nick
Nick
Cannon.
Cannon.
Yeah,
Some people are.
there are some Nick Cannons out there.
I think there are two types of people: Nick Cannon and not Nick Cannon.
You've really been thinking about this for a long time. This has been meditated over.
This has been a metaphor I've used way too much. It's probably in other interviews. Like it's just been. This has been a way of life for me.
Well, and that
Long
makes
time.
sense because when I was doing the research for this interview, Nick Cannon just kept coming up and
Coming
coming
up.
up and coming up.
I'd
And
really love to do some sort of collaboration with Nick Cannon after this. That'd be sick. I wonder if he'd be down.
We'll
That's
just
just-
every real one, every like post we make out of this, we'll just keep tagging him.
we'll tag Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon, if you're listening to this, I don't know what kind of collab we do, but let's figure it out. You know what I mean?
You know what? If anything, we'll do a Wild 'N Out.
Well, oh hell yeah!
Oh
Dude,
my god!
sick.
Wild in, wild in, wild in.
Wow, no.
Dude, I love
I
that.
haven't heard.
That-
I
I
haven't
love
seen
that
that
show.
show forever.
Dude,
But
that
that
was a
show
clips
was
great
still
great.
show.
pop up on like TikTok for me, which is so weird because like I've never searched anything about Wild and Out.
Oh no, I've seen it come up for me too. It still exists, I think.
I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I do know that he does he drives me nuts because he's also the host of The Masked Singer, and the thing
Yes.
it kills me every time. He's like the Masked Singer. He's a hard G every time. Masked Singer.
Not
Singer.
hard R. Hard
Not
Nope, it's
G.
a
don't
hard G.
bring the hard G
No,
into
it's a
this.
hard G. Masked Singer. And I lose it every time he says it. I mean, anytime I guess I'm watching The Masked Singer, which let's say is
Sounds like you watched a lot of The Masked Singer.
All right, guys, we have a hard cutoff because the new episode of Wild
The
and Out
Masked
drops
Singer.
in an hour.
Oh
The
my
new
God.
season starts at 8 p.m. tonight, so
Does
we
it
have
for
a
real,
hard
dog?
cut now.
Yeah,
Oh my
get
God.
out, get in there. You better watch
Wild
it.
in, wild in,
Wild in,
wild in.
wild in.
Season 21.
Gee whiz.
That's insane. Oh my God.
I feel like Wild and Out and Ridiculousness should just have their own channel.
Well, why did I
That's
think that I thought that I saw more recent things, like they had brought back some, I don't know if it was Wild and Out as it was, but I thought they had sort of revamped it somehow, but I think I also could have just completely made that up. I don't know.
no
I
idea.
have no idea.
I don't think I've thought about Wild and Out for a few years until today. So
And we just talked about it a lot. Yeah.
thank you for bringing that back into my life though. I just want
Yeah,
to say
tonight,
you
season premiere.
you've really opened up a lot for me today.
Good. This is great. Yeah, this is what I wanted.
Perfect. And on that note, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with our next
Speaking
segment.
of holes, let's take a quick break.
Today's episode is sponsored by Chattanooga Beard Company. Are you looking for a quality company to help sexify your beard? Turn it up to 11. Take it to a whole new level. I have tried lots of other products over the many years it's taken to grow these luscious face locks. And then I tried Chattanooga Beard Company, and I kid you not, it changed my beard's life. Their products are made from quality ingredients like sweet almond oil, jojoba oil, coconut oil, beeswax, lanolin, and shea butter. I have at home their shampoo and their conditioner, 2 different scented beard balms, 1838, which is wood, amber, and grapefruit, and churchwarden, which is pipe tobacco and wild cherries, and freedom. I also have 2 of their beard oils, Clean Slate, which is bergamot and lime, and Iron Forged, which smells like coffee and chocolate, and you just want to eat it. My wife loves the smell of their Clean Slate oil. It's been a game changer. You don't have to take my word for it, because who am I other than the lovely looking man with this lovely looking beard? Try it for yourself. Just go to www.chattanoogabeard.co and snag any of these products or one of their other many scents and styles. And as a bonus, if you use our code Unsigned Pop Punk at checkout, you're going to get 15% off your order. So if you love your beard, or you love someone with a beard, try out Chattanooga Beard Company. You won't be mad you did. Well, hey there, we want to take a minute to thank this week's sponsor, Elder Emo Company. Elder Emo Co. is a woman-owned apparel and accessories brand based around 2000s emo nostalgia and the principle that this was never a phase, it's a way of life. For those of you that reminisce of the days when you teased your hair, wore studded belts and bracelets, or for those of you that still do, Elder Emo Co. has what you need. Everything is hand screen printed in-house, so it's always gonna come out right. Follow them on Instagram at elderemo.co to find them at events in St. Louis or traveling with bands and music festivals. And join the Emo Clan to receive exclusive discounts by signing up on their website www.elderemoco.com and save 20% off your first order upon signing up. Again, that's www.elderemoco.com. Head over there and pick up your new wardrobe today.
And we're back. Thanks so much for sticking around. We're hopping into our next segment, everyone's favorite segment, the food for thought segment. Because who doesn't love talking about food?
Fuck yeah, dude.
I had some like delicious corn dogs before this, so I've trying to prepare myself to not be hungry.
Wait, I fell in love with corn dogs on tour. I
Yeah?
really
Ooh.
did. Because when you stop at like a pilot or something and you need something of substance that isn't McDonald's or like a questionable sandwich in like a, fridge, a
Yeah.
fresh corn doggy
Mm.
with some mustard and ketchup to dip it in.
Mm-hmm.
You get a set of two,
Yeah.
and it was one of the most fantastic treats. I want to know. They were delicious.
My son is obsessed with corn dogs, and we get the mini corn dogs, and I very much like the mini corn dogs. You don't gotta, worry about the stick and all. You just going for the dippings.
Yep. Oof. Love a
Pop that
mini
bad
corn
boy
dog.
in the air fryer. Ooh, 6 minutes, I'm ready.
It's kind of like a cousin of like at that point she's related to a pigs in a blanket kind of
Yeah.
vibe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They
Not
would
far
be
off.
second cousins, probably.
Yes. Yes. I like it.
Yeah. Gibby,
We
hit us with that first one.
I was gonna say we have, I don't know what we have in the freezer. We got it from Costco. It's like, I think they're like Korean style French fry corn dogs or something like
Okay,
that.
are they they're like kind of like potato on the outside?
Yeah, there's like, it's a
Oh
potato on
yeah.
the outside, but it's filled with cheese on the inside.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's like a whole thing of like, I mean, there's like Korean corn dog like
Yeah.
places that you
Oh yeah.
go get that. Like, I haven't actually been to those yet, but I
Me
did
either.
just book it, and I actually don't even know if they have them in Korea. But I am going to Korea in March. I just booked that trip, which I'm really stoked about. And I would say 80% of what I'm stoked about for a Korea trip is the food. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Is
I'm
the
gonna lose my
potential of
shit.
Korean corn dogs.
And potential Korean corn dogs.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Sorry, I'm distracted. I keep seeing like little ghost orbs flying around. I'm like, what are they?
You got ghosts? You got
Ghosts?
ghosts?
I see little ghost orbs on Alex's cam.
Oh
What?
shit. You
Little
got
little
ghost
orbs. I
orbs.
see little orbs like flying around occasionally.
Dude, let's go ghost hunting.
All right, we're going ghost hunting in
Oh my
Alex's
God,
apartment.
really? It's a
It's gone.
house.
That
Don't you disrespect me like that.
it's a house. I didn't know. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Don't you disrespect me, you
I have a
son of
yard
bitch.
and a driveway and my own trash bins.
Hmm.
What do you have?
I have my own trash bins
You
in the
do?
driveway
Good.
in this quad duplex
Yeah,
thing.
Gibby, you know what you don't have? Fucking door.
I
Oh,
don't have a
right.
door,
Door
right?
right now.
We might have a door now. It's been about an hour or two.
You don't have a door.
Our
Yeah.
landlord like was replacing like our windows like for like all the house like for all over just so it could be a little more efficient. And they decided to replace our door too.
Okay.
We had
So
no
like
door.
the all more like all afternoon we didn't have a door, and it's Texas, so it's hot.
That's hot, man.
Oh, Texas. I was actually born in Texas. I was born in
Oh,
San Antonio.
hey, that's where I'm from.
Wait, is that where you are now? But or no?
No, I grew up there. I'm in College Station, which is like 3 hours from San Antonio.
Okay.
My birthday show is actually happening in San Antonio on the 9th.
Oh,
So
that's fun. Happy birthday.
thank you.
No, I kind of wish that I grew up in San Antonio. I was there till like we moved when I think I was 10. And I just like not that much happens from age 0 to 10.
Yeah.
But San Antonio is like a really fun place to be if you're like a teenager and stuff.
I mean, let me tell you.
Okay.
From the age 0 to 10, all right, in that short amount of time, 0 to 10, my son has knocked out 4 teeth.
Nice. I will say I climbed
I'm saying
you can do a
you
lot.
can fucking do some shit in that first
I
10
climbed
years.
a lot of good. I remember there being a lot of good trees. Climbed a lot of good trees in San Antonio.
Oh,
Our
yeah.
yard had a lot of good trees. We climbed them. 0 to
Yeah.
10.
So not sure
I
how
would
familiar
rate
you are
that
with the San
10 out of
Antonio
10.
area, but like I grew up outside of 1604, like
I don't
on
know
the
that.
south
I don't know.
side.
I was 10, dude.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
think I
So there's
fucking
like there's
Dude,
two loops in San
Did she
Antonio.
didn't even know numbers yet, man. Come
dude,
on.
I was
Cool
in
it.
a
Cool it.
tree. I didn't
Yeah.
know what the
I
fuck.
didn't fucking do numbers yet. What are you talking about? 604, whatever.
All
Get out
I
of here.
know is that I lived on Colony Drive and I went to Colony's North Elementary School
Hmm.
and we went to the Riverwalk sometimes. And I got these, oh my God, there's this really cool place. I can't remember what it was called, but it had a big sombrero on like it was this building. It was like a fast food place with a big sombrero on it. And you would get the fucking best breakfast burrito taco things from there. Oh my God. We would get like, you get bean and cheese or like potato, egg, and cheese. And it was
What is
so
it, Gibby?
I
good.
I don't know.
This also was coming from the memory from 0 to 10. Maybe there was just like a picture of a hat, and now my memory has just distorted it. Like the whole building was like a
This
sombrero.
building, you walked into it. It was a fucking hat.
Yeah, like
All right.
that's what my 9-year-old memory gives me, but it could be very inaccurate.
Fair.
Oh, the Sombrero Rosa.
Does that
Sombrero?
feel right?
Sombrero Rosa. It was in
It's a place
oh
with hat.
that I don't think that's at San Antonio. That looks like it's in Austin.
Yeah, that I don't know. Again, don't quote me on this. Don't fact check me.
Okay,
Okay.
so food questions, actual food questions we have. I mean, that was food related, so
That was food related.
it does count.
Okay.
Okay, so this is real simple, real basic. If you
Okay.
got friends or family from out of state coming through LA because you've been there for long enough
Mm,
to know restaurants,
okay.
in your opinion, what is a must-stop food shop that they need to go eat at? Doesn't have to be like what Yelp has rated the top place. Well, like what is the Sad Alex top tier rating?
So, okay, this is the thing, right? Although I love food and I am a foodie in that respect, I am not a foodie in the like, I'm not a big fan of trendy or upscale places. So a lot of
Okay.
my favorite places to eat are not necessarily super, it's not like representing the heart of Los Angeles food,
Yeah,
and it's
cool.
definitely not representing the most trendy upscale, place to
Perfect.
be in the city. One of my
I don't
favorite places to go, and this is like, people are probably gonna be like, especially if you go there, you're probably gonna be like, what? Like this bitch just sent me here. One of my favorite places in LA is called Birds. It's a little neighborhood sports bar in Los Feliz, and they just have really good, consistent chicken based. Is chicken's their special? Bird.
sure.
Good chicken. They do good
Birds.
chicken. They do chicken good, and it's just the most. You are always satisfied. You go there, you get some beers, you get but whatever, you can either do the chicken with a couple sides, you can do they have spicy chicken sandwich, they have pulled pork sandwiches, they have buffalo chicken wrap. That's like all these different things that are like very normal standard things, but they
Yeah,
just, and then it's like $15 or less and you're just
I
like,
love that.
wow. And it just always hits. It's just so good, and it brings me great joy to go to
I lo-
Birds.
I love that. See, and that's what I would want to know because
Yes.
if I'm coming over, right? I already have a friend that wants to take me to the fucking bougie places. I can't fucking afford that. I don't want that. I want delicious at a good price.
And I'm not even good with like when they're like, well, where do I get the best tacos? And I'm just like, I mean, there's tacos everywhere. Like, there's like, if it has a folding table on the side of the road, it's probably decent. Like, that's just
Yeah,
where I get my tacos from. I'm not crazy about it.
right.
Um, and every time I go to the place that's like the trendy place to be, whatever spot that just opened and it's fucking booked out for whatever. And then I go there and I'm just like, what did I just spend $79 on? Like, what happened here? Like, this is just, or more than that. That was really a cheap
Ugh.
situation. But I don't know. I think I love going to like Hermosillo. I don't know. I guess I think most people call it Hermosillo in Highland Park, but that's not great for what the name of the place is. But it's a bar restaurant And they same kind of vibe as Birds, but they have really like some of the best burgers, I would say, that you can get on the east side.
Nice. I like it. These are great. These are great
Great.
choices.
Okay, cool.
You're killing it.
Okay,
You
good.
should feel
Alright.
confident and happy about that.
Great. Okay. I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead. That's all I
Yep.
got.
All right.
All right. So, what do you think is the most emo food? Could be pizza, tacos, or anything, and why?
Most emo food.
Yeah.
For me, when I think of my most emo food, it's when I have like that bowl of cereal that I just keep refilling, eating in bed. And I love cereal, but like I'm
Yeah.
talking like you're just like you're too sad or depressed or fucking low energy to even order food. You don't want to be seen, you don't want to go anywhere. And so you get that like slightly stale Special K with berries and you just keep going and going and going.
That is the most depressingly accurate description of emo food, I think. I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone can very much relate to that.
Yeah. And I love
Like,
like sometimes a bowl of cereal can hit like no other in the right
yeah,
circle. You're like, oh my God, I forgot how good cereal was. But there are times when you're like, how many grams of carbs did I just eat in one sitting? Like with these three
all of
bowls of
them.
cereals I just did? Like it can be a lot.
You eat all the carbs.
All of it.
It's
And the sugar. So much.
everything that's it basically just carbs. A brick of carbs.
Everything that is bad goes in your body. But you love it and we love it and it's delicious.
Absolutely. Okay. If you had to plan a picnic
Mm.
for you and one of your favorite celebrities.
Oh, I hate these. Okay.
I mean, we know the obvious answer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who
okay.
would it be?
I'm
Who would
going
it be?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
So
taking the easy door. Nick
so
Cannon.
Nick, what are you and Nick Cannon having at your picnic? What are you bringing for the picnic for you and Nick Cannon?
I'm a big sandwich girl. I'm actually surprised I didn't bring those like sandwich places up from like my favorite places in LA because that's like one of my favorite types of food is just a good sandwich. So I would probably go down to the Heights down the street and pick up a couple good just hoagie style
Yeah.
sandwiches
Mm-hmm.
with I'd put them they have those the good chips. I might even I'll get like a couple some watermelon waters and then like those like they have really good craft beers and stuff. I'll just pack a whole thing. So I don't know what Nick likes. Maybe grab a bottle of wine just in case. So I have, all the sober and non-sober options.
Sure.
And then we head down. There's a park right down the street. It's got patches of grass. It's got tables, and we'll just fucking post up and
Post
eat
up,
our sandwiches.
eat some sandwiches, drink some drinks.
Mm-hmm.
I
That
like
would be the goal.
I like it. I like
Just
that
talk shop.
you like were like, I'm gonna bring some wine too, because that elevates it now. Now
Oh
you've
yeah.
elevated to a more sophisticated level. Unless it's boxed wine, then you're just ready to party.
Well, I think they have some of those fancy, not fancy, but those like canned wines that are like
Ooh.
we're
Now
good canned
canning
wine.
your wine is even more elevated.
Yes. But they also it's the Heights is great because they have like really good beers, they have beautiful wines, and then just like you're because I'm same way I feel about restaurants in general, I feel about sandwiches. I'm not really here for the super bougie trying to be too much sandwich. I'm a Wawa girl. Like
Okay.
that's where my heart is. And I am always on a quest for a sandwich that brings me as much love and acceptance as a Wawa hoagie did. Yeah.
What kind of sandwich do you go with? Like what kind of meat?
I'm in a lot of times I can be the most, especially like if I have a little hangover or something, like a turkey sub is really like that's just like the fucking default. But then I also love an Italian sub. I love it like a chicken cutlet moment. I love all the things, but fundamental or a tuna, big tuna girl.
Oh, love
Sure.
I
tuna.
Tuna's
love
good.
tuna.
Hmm. Good
But
tunas.
the baseline is turkey sub for sure.
Okay. I like it. All right, Gibby, hit her with that last one.
So this last question might stump you for a second, but I don't know. You haven't really been stumped.
She's fucking
You've
on
been
it,
on
man.
it.
There's no stumping this person.
Don't
She's
you
got
insult me again. First you say fucking apartment.
it.
I'm just saying I think only like 2 people haven't been stumped by this question.
Okay, let's go. Let's fucking go, dude.
If Sad Alex was a potato, what kind of potato would you be?
Well, do you mean potato in terms of like I'm a russet, I'm a yam, or do you mean potato like I'm
However
mashed?
you
However you
feel
want
like
to
you want to
answer
answer it.
this
Could be the
this is
type,
your
the
heart
way it's
talking right
made.
now. Yeah, it's your heart.
I would be a breakfast potato because breakfast potatoes are versatile. You go to different places. Sometimes you're shredded, sometimes you're soft, sometimes you're crunchy. Um, you can throw a little syrup on there and all of a sudden you're sweet, you know? And I think I I love a breakfast potato, but I am disappointed when a breakfast potato disappoints me. and and I feel the same way about me. Sometimes I disappoint me
Yeah,
the way a breakfast potato disappoints me because you don't really know what you're gonna get. You don't know what you go to a new diner and you're like, can I get your side of breakfast potatoes? And you don't know. There's that could come in any form. And sometimes it's good, and sometimes you're like, damn, should have gotten the fucking side of pancakes instead.
it's true. It's true. You can get some bad breakfast potatoes from time to time. Especially sometimes for some reason it seems like it can be very difficult to make hash browns.
So like there was my old roommate and I that we lived in this house together before he moved out with his girlfriend, and me, him, and his girlfriend were watching something on TV. I can't remember what it was, and all of a sudden this commercial came on for IHOP, and this commercial, whoever was doing the fucking, whoever the DP of this shoot was absolutely like this. We were like, oh my God, is IHOP the most delicious food that you've ever eaten? And we needed to eat something for dinner, and there's an IHOP down the street, and we were like, yo, do you guys want to get some fucking IHOP? And we were like, yeah, let's go. And so we drove to IHOP and we went in there and I got like the breakfast plate. I was so excited. And this is also no shade to IHOP. I'm not trying to shade you, but that shit was gross. And the hash browns were just like, I felt like I was eating little grease worms. Like it was just not, it was like they went the shredded style, which I'm down with the shredded hash brown, but it was so oily that it just like, and there was like no flavor to it. And I just felt like I was eating oil in a really, I felt like nauseous afterwards. It like was not a vibe.
Yeah, like for hash browns, it's got to be crispy. Like
yes,
and
exactly.
I just don't understand. Like now, look, I want to throw this out there before we get too far. I can't make a fucking hash brown for the life of me.
It's hard,
but I am not paid to cook hash browns. So you would think that somebody that's fucking paid to cook hash browns should be able to cook hash browns at least 75% good.
And because whenever you've tried to make them at home, they'll stump you. Those like they are, it is tough to get the right balance of crispy and not falling apart, and you want to cook through the potato without burning it. Like there's a whole thing.
I don't think I can make a hash brown crispy unless it's burnt. I don't know what the secret is.
You know who does have the secret? A fucking McDonald's hash brown. That shit goes hard every time. Crispy. Perfect. I fell in love with McDonald's breakfast on tour too. And I even like, I feel like I thought poorly of a lot of McDonald's food for a long time just from being a bitch. And then when I fell in love with McDonald's breakfast again, I was like, oh shit, like this is great.
Yeah.
Get that egg McMuffin.
Little life hack for everybody here. Get the McDonald's app.
Yeah. That's another thing. We would do that.
Hold
on.
It's buy one, get $1 breakfast sandwiches all the time.
All the time.
All the time. Literally every day for lunch at work. I just drive to the McDonald's next door, get a sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin.
Well, so you're having lunch before 10:30?
Yes.
Wow.
I go to work at 4 a.m. and I get off at like 12:30.
Oh shit.
So like my lunch is at like 9:30.
Wow. Yeah. Fair. I take it all
So
back.
buy one, get one $1, and then a large, a high C. That's my lunch right there.
All right. Ooh, I see.
I love that you're still fucking with high C, like you're like 11 years old. I fucking love that.
Uh, that's so
Forever
cute.
young, Gibby. Forever young.
No, I think I just don't like to be spending 20 minutes on a McDonald's app before just ordering my food.
Oh,
But
I just literally go buy one, get $1. Boom, boom,
Yeah.
high C, pay, walk out the
It-
door, drive up, walk in. They know me by name. They're like, "What up, Gilbert? Give me my food," and I just leave.
what up, Gilbert?
Yeah.
I think I'm just traumatized when same old roommate who I love, he was he was obsessed with the McDonald's app, and when we would do it like our once every couple months, McDonald's, whatever, he's such a bargain guy that he would spend like we're on this app for he's like, you gotta find the right deal and do this. I'm like, Jason, I just want to get the McDonald's and go.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm just a little traumatized. So I need to re-enter that app with more openness.
I think I do everything over apps now. Like I have Taco Bell. That's like my jam. Because here's like first off, if you're doing it over the app, you can like customize all your stuff. Like to however you want it, you can add
Oh,
shit to it. Like I always like to. Here's a hack. If you
okay.
like to be a fatty like myself from time to time.
Okay.
My favorite thing is to get on their they have their like value menu is get the cheesy bean and rice burrito, but
Okay.
you can add nacho fries into it for 60
What?
cents more. So it's $1.60 for a badass burrito with nacho fries.
That's an elite move.
That's what
That
I'm
is
saying.
I'm gonna
And
try doing that.
they stack it for me every time.
You shouldn't like this. This is information that this is sensitive info. I
Well,
think you should be careful
We're
about who
cutting
shares
this from the podcast. Don't
this is
worry.
bleeped. All this is bleeped, guys.
because yeah, that once they fucking catch on to that they're gonna
But yeah,
that's a crazy deal.
it's awesome. Like that's why I like the apps because then also I'll order it and then just pick it up through the drive-through. And I don't got to talk to anybody hardly. It's beautiful.
You see, I always just walk in because it's faster. Because if there's a line
Way
in the
faster.
drive-through, I'm waiting.
Totally on your side with that. Drive through always is not the vibe.
Especially when I only have a 30-minute lunch. I'm like just walking in, grabbing my shit, and walking out.
So that right there is also that depends on location because as a professional door dasher now, I'll tell you right now, they don't give a shit up here about people inside the store. They don't fucking care at all. Like if they don't they rarely will go up and talk to anybody. If like it's usually older people. If an elderly gentleman walks up to the front and stuff, it'll be like 5 minutes before somebody will actually come and talk to him. They just drive through that shit all day.
Yeah, no, fair. I get it. I do understand.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, that was the food for thought segment.
Wow. I am hungry now. That fucking sucks. I need to be
I'm
hungry right now. Still have
sorry.
2 hours till dinner.
If you got still two more hours, this podcast is done.
I know.
No,
Yeah, this is only the halfway point.
only halfway.
God.
We got six more segments.
Holy shit.
Okay. We got one more segment, and that's the rapid fire questions
I'm
segment.
excited.
Friendships will be tested. Rapid fire questions.
So here it's super easy. You already been doing this. Just gonna speak from the heart. You're gonna shoot from the hip. Whatever is the first thing that pops in your mind, just trust yourself. All right, Monster Energy or Rockstar?
Oh God, can I say neither?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
that is an
gross.
option.
Trust your heart.
No, literally both. Oh my God, I'm gagging. Absolutely not. No.
I'm not even hungry anymore. You fixed
Oh
this.
yeah, that took it all away. Both are gone. No.
All right, pop punk or emo?
Pop punk. No, fuck. Ah! Pop punk, just because I love emo music, but emo, like if you listen to it for too long, like it's one of those things that can just get a little bit, you go through, I don't know, it can get a little bit too much. A little bit too much.
All right. Taylor Swift or John Mayer?
Taylor Swift, I guess. I'm not super enthralled by this decision, but and I love Taylor Swift, so I love both of them, but whatever. Let's say Taylor Swift.
Okay. Skinny jeans or baggy pants?
Baggy pants.
Nice.
I got
Disney.
yeah. Sorry, go on.
Oh, you're good. Disney Plus or Netflix?
Oh, then I would say Netflix because I'm on a little bit of a bender of Sex and the City rewatching right now, but I'm also on a Simpsons bender, which is Disney Plus. I don't know, but let's say Netflix for now. That's very volatile though.
I mean, I just want to say, I appreciate both of the options that you came out with, but The Simpsons are forever.
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 It's our go-to like before we go to bed show.
Yeah.
And it's
The
so
Simpsons.
good. It's so great. I love The Simpsons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's forever. It's a forever show.
It's forever.
Stuffed crust or deep dish pizza?
Deep dish.
Vans or Converse?
Converse.
All right, this is the last one. The All American Rejects or The Offspring?
I would be honest to be like, I feel like I'm not enough of a I don't know enough of their catalog to like comfortably make this decision. I
Either of them?
know them obviously, like I know All American Music, but whatever. But like I'm not listen. That's not my day-to-day listens right now, and I'm trying to work on this thing where I'm honest
Okay.
about like particularly. I think when I was growing up, I used to do that thing all the time where people would be like, "Yo, you know this song?" and I'd be like, "Yeah," and then I didn't. But like I just wanted to
Fucking
not.
no.
Yeah, and I just didn't want to sound like an idiot. And although, of course, I know both those bands, I don't want to pretend that I'm swung one way or the other right now because I just, in the same way that I approach, anything, whether it be political debate or whatever, I'd like to be informed, and I feel like I'm not well informed enough to make this decision in a rational way where I'm being recorded and could potentially be taken out of context.
That is probably the most politically honest answer.
I'm a diplomat.
Yeah, you're a diplomat.
So you heard it here first. Sad Alex said they both suck.
No. I feel like my music like I listen to a lot of music, but sometimes it's like I don't know. That hasn't been in my regular rotation recently enough to even like call out a bunch of song names right now. It's just not.
Here's what we'll do. We'll
Okay.
bring it back. We'll bring it back to season 1.
Oh shit.
This will be easy.
Okay.
Blink-182 or Green Day?
Blink-182. I have a soft spot for Green Day, especially because one of my best friends in middle school, actually my only friend,
Is Billy Joe.
No, she was like fucking hardcore obsessed with Green Day, and I listened to a lot of them because of that. And they were so like, and really the only reason I would say Blink-182 is because I personally bought more of their albums and all that stuff. And also like I feel like I'm making this decision also by like what would I listen to for like a duration of time? What would I want to sit through a concert of? And I feel like Blink over Billy Joe's voice might get a little bit intense. No, I feel bad saying that. I love Billy. No shade to Billy. Billy, if you're listening, I love you. I do. I love you, Billy. But and Blink has their share. They have drama too. Like they just got back together. Who knows? Aliens, whatever. But I would say Blink.
All right.
But now I kind of regret that decision. Is that like the basic bitch decision? Should I be cool and be like, no, Green Day?
No, I would say, and here's why it's not basic, okay?
Okay.
I would say it would be basic if you just said it and you didn't have like a 2-minute long exposition behind why you appreciate it. You were very detailed in your reasoning why. So you are you, and you are unique.
Thank you.
Yourself.
I think there's sometimes some parts of Green Day's music can be a little bit, it's almost like, I don't want to say performative in a bad way, because I love, like, they are so conceptual and like almost, sometimes there's almost like a musical theater element to that shit. But
Yeah,
that's why
in that
I
one
feel
album for
like,
sure.
yeah, but that's why I feel like you have to be in the mood to digest that meal. And
Sure.
Blink-182 is probably like a bird's meal that I can listen. I can throw on an album and be like, oh fuck yeah, this like scratch that itch. But Green Day is a little more specific meal that I have to be in the mood to eat.
Sure. I feel that. It's like shawarma, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Green Day
Can't have
shawarma.
shawarma all the time.
Not all the time. That'd be
Oh,
crazy.
that'd be too much. Too much shawarma.
Too much shawarma.
All right. Well, that's it. You did it. You finished the podcast.
We're ending on too much shawarma.
Yeah,
No,
that's it.
ending.
This we end however we feel we end. But now's your chance.
Speaking of holes, this is the end of the podcast.
Speaking of holes, make sure to eat your shawarma. But not too much of it.
Not too much.
Not too much.
Oh my
But
God.
now's your chance. Let everybody know what you got going on, where they can find you, and what's next.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. I'm Sad Alex. You can listen to me wherever you listen. That's including Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Deezer, YouTube, wherever you do that. You can find me on social media. I'm Sad Alex is my handle on everything for Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc. Send me a DM, comment something nice. Album coming out August 2nd. It's called I Thought That I'd Know by Now. And that's, I think, all the info I have right now.
I love it. Before I lead us out of here, I do want to ask, has anyone ever come up to you or DM'd you or anything like that and been like, I freaking love you. I found you on Deezer.
Would I get asked more, and it drives me fucking crazy because literally, like, I was at work yesterday and I work with people my age or younger or whatever. And the question I feel like that people in music get asked the most is they're like, because one of the girls I was working with, she was like, "Oh, your album comes out this Friday." I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "So like, where do I go like listen to it?" And I'm like, "Are you stupid?" That's rude. I didn't mean to say it like that. I'm just like, "What do you mean? Where do you go listen to it? Like, you know where you go. Like, come on. Like, we can both like level and know that you know where you listened. Like, do I really have to name these streaming platforms for you?"
No, it's
But maybe I'm being rude.
So
look, it's easy. You tell them, just run over to the mall. You just go to Sam Goody. Okay, on the wall there'll be like a CD listening station. Okay, I'll be in one of those listening stations.
Maybe I should be like, okay, here's what you do. Friday, August 2nd, you're gonna meet me on the corner of Hollywood and Island at 3 in the morning. I'm gonna
have
take you
I'm gonna have a backpack full of burnt CDs.
We're gonna jump in the bed of my friend's truck. He's gonna drive us down. I don't know where that was going. That was as far as I got. Listening to too many murder podcasts. But yeah, I think I'm always surprised with people's lack of understanding. And now I feel bad. I'm not trying to talk shit on people, but there's just this, where do I listen to it? And I just kind of want to be, and I expect that out of older people more.
Sure.
It still is annoying, and I think they should know better. But when even like when my mom's like, when does it come out? I'm like, Mom, come on.
Yeah.
You know where this goes. You know this. And especially when someone like younger than me asks me that, I'm like, yo, like, where do you listen to music? And they're like, Spotify. I'm like, cool. Guess what? You just figured it out.
Yeah.
Where it comes out.
Where do you listen to Taylor Swift? Because you
I
obviously
think-
listen to Taylor Swift.
I
Where are you
think the
listening?
answer to this is that I'm gonna use the phrase normies here.
Okay.
But, like,
that's my
The
term. I like
normie
that.
friends and like people don't understand how easy it is to actually get your music on like Spotify and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Sure.
I think
And
that's
it used
the
to be
thing.
real hard though. It used to be hard. Now
used
it's
to be
like
harder.
now this is the only place it goes.
I still get so like I'm still so there's nothing more nerve-wracking than when the song comes out and it comes out on Spotify and you're like that first listen through, I'm like, please let nothing be wrong with this right now. And now I'm dreading it because I'm like, I'm not dreading it. I'm very excited for this album to come out, but I'm gonna have that moment 20 times in a row on Friday.
Please work. Please work.
Please work.
Oh,
Please make this be the right version.
Okay.
Like,
Yep. There we go.
no, it's gonna be so stressful. But at the same time, like when I go back to I will go back to my original piece of advice that nothing matters. Even in the worst case scenario, if something is wrong with one of those fucking songs, you can fix it. It is possible, but it is still so nerve-wracking to be like, oh my God, is this the right version of the song?
Don't worry, I'm gonna have a notes app. I'm gonna write down
Yep.
every single criticism, and I'm gonna
Thank
DM you on Instagram.
I want it. I want that. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm having like I want to have a very casual, like friends and family sort of listening party on Thursday night when it comes out. And I was trying to think of that there's like a fun game we can play while we listen to it. Like, I want people to be like, I don't know, some really aggressive rating system or something. I want it to be real honest.
Smash or pass.
Midnight.
Yeah.
Midnight when the album comes out, you're gonna get a DM for me like 30 minutes later. Boom.
Smash.
Smash, pass, smash. Maybe it could be smash
If
or
I'm
pass,
drunk
but
enough.
you can only be, it could be smash or pass, but you can only smash like 6 or 7 or something. You have to keep that in mind. So, like, I don't know, like something, because you can't just like, there need to be some guidelines, some rules, some obstacles. I don't know. I have to think on this. I have to marinate.
Yeah. Well, you let us know. You
I
let
will.
us know what you come up with, and we'll play the game with you. We'll
Right?
send it over.
Sounds good. Awesome.
All right. And before we get to any further stuff that y'all don't get to know about, because we're just friends now, and we're going to talk behind the scenes. This has been an episode of Where Did All My Friends Go? Podcast about life in the music industry. And guess what? We'll see you on Monday. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for checking out the show. Please hit that like, subscribe, or follow button so you never miss an episode. And thank you to those who already are. Please rate and review the show to help the show be found by new people. And if you're in the position to help us grow, head on over to our website where you can find merch, our Patreon, and other ways that you can help at www.unsignedpoppunk.com. Let us know in the comments who else you'd like to see on the show and what other content you would like to see. Thank you so much for spending your time with us.